No. Do you need a library card? Okay, we can definitely help you out with that. Let's see here. Let me just start out with your name. And is that last name with a V or a PH? PH. Okay. Okay, and your address. Zip code. 21. Okay. And phone number. 423, correct? Perfect. Okay. So, tell me exactly what you're looking for. You're going on vacation. Okay. And, oh, you're going to the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. It's wonderful up there. It's going to be chilly, but it's wonderful year-round. Oh, you've already got some things picked out. Okay, let me reach out these for you. Oh, I'm going to do some hiking, I see. The best hikes of the Appalachian Trail. This is a very great reference book. Have you taken a look inside yet? No? So, it's actually has several different keys and indexes. You've got everything listed by state. You've got alphabetical order. And the author also goes through and makes recommendations based on what kind of experience you're wanting. Let's take a look. So we've got it listed here. Best for scenery, best for wildlife, best for seclusion, best for kids, history, waterfall, best for dogs. Do you have dogs? Oh, I love going hiking with my dogs. Water lovers and geology. Wildflowers and best for views. Each trail has a topographic map, as you can see here. The chapter also includes driving directions and area attractions. There's one with waterfalls starting in Georgia, but you're not going to be needing Georgia. You're going to need Tennessee. Anyways, you'll have plenty of time to look at this. Oh, I guess you're planning on going to Cades Cove. This is a wonderful, wonderful personal history from someone who actually lived there. He's actually a direct descendant of some of the first permanent settlers, John and Lucretia Oliver. Did you know that some of the original buildings are still standing there? Oh yeah, it's fascinating. It even includes color photos. Well, they're original, black and white with age color, but they're color printed in the book. He actually lived in the cove when the national park came in and the transition of moving the residents out and making it a permanent national park area. It's a fascinating history. Are you wanting more historical, local history, or are you wanting something different? What exactly are you looking for? Okay. Okay. So some recreational reading. Getting caught up on your timeout. Okay. And you like historical nonfiction. Okay. fiction? Any particular kind of fiction? Historical. Oh, I'm a history buff myself. Science fiction. Okay. Psychological thrillers. Okay. I think I might have some stuff booked for you. Give me just one moment. Over here. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if any of these tickle your fancy. So, the first one I have here is by Margaret Atwood. Yes, that Margaret Atwood. You've seen the show, but haven't read the book. Oh, I have seen the show and I read the book, and I highly recommend reading the book anyways, even after seeing the show. So this is definitely a different take than The Handmaid's Tale. It's actually a novel within a novel. Like, someone's little dog is very barky outside. Thankfully, it's not inside the library. So this is The Blind Assassin. It's a novel within a novel. It begins with a story about Laura, but is told by her sister Iris. Laura dies in an accident, and so Iris begins that story. And then within that story, there's a science fiction story about two anonymous lovers that rendezvous throughout the dingy back streets of the town. And then after that novel is complete, it takes you back to Iris 2 years later. It's a very interesting novel. It's can be heavy at times, but it's definitely an interesting read. What about this? You're interested in this one? Great. Just put you in. Okay. So another familiar author, Paula Hawkins. Yes, she wrote The Girl on the Train. You did read that book. Okay, so you're familiar with her writing and psychological drama. Yeah. So this is the story of a young girl who, after her mother passes away in a strange incident, has to go live with her aunt. It's very heavy on the family drama, but it is a psychological thriller with twists and turns, very similar to the Girl on the Train. What do you think? You'll pass on this one? Not a problem. We've got plenty of options. Just set that to the side. Okay, so we've got some historical nonfiction, and it's a true crime. It's called Blood and Ivy by Paul Collins. The author has taken court records, memoirs, letters, newspaper accounts to put this story together. It's actually about the disappearance and murder of George Parkman in Boston at Harvard. He was last seen leaving the medical school, and this is not a spoiler alert, but his body actually remained on the campus before, while they were looking for him, and it took them quite a while to find it. There's a lot of forensic history and a lot of political insights into Boston at this time. It's a very interesting read, a little underrated if you ask me. So what do you think? You're interested? Great, I'll add it to your list. Okay, along the same time period, and similar in content, is The Butchering Art by Dr. Lindsay Fitzharris. It's actually the story of Joseph Lister and his journey through developing his antiseptic technique. This was definitely in the medical era before antibiotics, when if the surgery didn't kill you, the infection that you were most certainly going to acquire after would. It's an incredible read. It's incredible how far medicine has come in such a very short time. And the author is also very interesting. Dr. Fitzharris is a graduate from the University of Oxford. She has a PhD in history of science and medicine. You've seen her on Instagram, at Dr. Lindsay Fitzharris. Then you would love this book. You haven't read it yet? Definitely going on your list then. Have you been to one of her talks yet? Me neither. I can't. I just hope she makes one close by. Okay. As a fellow lover of books, I'm sure you might enjoy this one. It's true crime, but less death. It's called The Library Book by Susan Orlean. It begins with the story of the 1986 Los Angeles Public Library fire. You've never heard of it? Oh, it was devastating. 400,000 books lost. Not to mention the hundreds of thousands of documents that were also lost. But that's not all this book is about. No. She explores the role that libraries play in our lives, their evolution in our society. She discovers people who love books, who have taught us to love books, fellow book nerds. This is a really great read, especially for those of us who love books a little bit more than others. It's a great recreational read, and it would be great for vacation. Oh, yeah, that's great. Okay. Do you want me to go over some other recommendations, or is this going to be enough? Oh, you're going on a 2-week vacation. Wow, I'm so jealous. I can definitely make some more recommendations, and even if you don't get them today, you can always put them on your to-be-read list. It's out of control. So is mine. I completely understand. Let's see what I have here. Let's see. So, along the lines of family drama, I know you didn't really like the family drama of Into the Water, but this author, Kristen Hanna, she wrote The Nightingale, an incredible World War II story. I read it in 3 days. It was a huge novel, but I just couldn't put it down. This is on a more modern, it's definitely a family drama, but it has to do with a veteran of the Vietnam War. And his family, they're living in Alaska. They're trying to make it work. I actually have not read this one yet, but all the other librarians here have made stunning recommendations about it. Let me read the inside leaflet to give you a better idea. Ernst Albright, a former POW, comes home from the Vietnam War a changed and volatile man. When he loses yet another job, he makes an impulsive decision. He will move his family north to Alaska, where they will live off the grid in America's last true frontier. 13-year-old Lenny, a girl coming of age in a tumultuous time, caught in the riptide of her parents' passionate, stormy relationship, dares to hope that a new land will lead to a better future for her family. She is desperate for a place to belong. Her mother, Cora, will do anything and go anywhere for the man she loves, even if it means following him into the unknown. At first, Alaska seems to be the answer to their prayers. In a wild, remote corner of the state, they find a fiercely independent community of strong men and even stronger women. The long, sunlit days and the generosity of the locals make up for the Albrights' lack of preparation and dwindling resources. But as winter approaches and darkness descends on Alaska, Ernst's fragile mental state deteriorates and the family begins to fracture. Soon the perils outside pale in comparison to the threats from within, and their small cabin, covered in snow, blanketed in 18 hours of night, Lenny and her mother learn the terrible truth. They are on their own. In the wild, there is no one to save them but themselves. You're intrigued? I think this might be my next read. You want to save it, or do you want to take it? You'll take it this time. Perfect. Just add it to your stack here. I do have a couple others. I have one that's nonfiction. I don't know much about it. It's actually been sitting on my to be read, but I haven't picked it up in so long I don't quite remember what it's about. Another leaflet check. Sure. So it's The River of Consciousness by Oliver Sacks. Let's see. So apparently Oliver Sacks, let's see. So Dr. Sacks takes on evolution, botany, chemistry, medicine, neuroscience, and the arts, and calls upon his great scientific and creative heroes, above all Darwin, Freud, and William James. It demonstrates Sacks' unparalleled ability to make unexpected connections, his sheer joy in knowledge, and his ceasing, timeless endeavor to understand what makes us human. Little deep thought. You'll put it on your list for next time. Perfect. I can save it in the computer if you'd like me to, and we can just pull it up when you come back. Yeah? Okay. So, do you think this will be enough for your trip? Yeah, I think you're set. Now you know, if you don't get back in time, because it is a 2-week checkout, if you need to renew, we have an app that you can just download and you can renew it from your phone, so you don't have to worry about late fees. It'll give you an additional week. Yeah, absolutely. I'll include it on your receipt. There'll be a little link there that you can download. Let's go ahead and put all this in. Alright, let's see here. Okay, putting you all in. Alright, it looks like these are going to be due back on the 4th, but again, don't forget the app, okay? Just pull everything in. Get you a little bookmark here. Alright, there's that for you. And your library card will come in the mail. I've got everything saved in the computer, but you'll get a hard copy in the mail in 10 to 14 days, okay? Alright, you're all set. Have a wonderful vacation.